Hello again. I know I've been in your sub box a lot recently, but I'm sorry. I've not been keeping to my schedule recently, and this is going up a day early. I don't know if anyone notices, I don't know if anyone knows what my normal schedule actually is, because I'm not gonna lie, when my friends upload outside the normal schedule, I never notice. I just like, if it comes up in my sub box, I'll click it. You know, I just don't really clock if something doesn't go up on the day it's meant to. So my upload days are meant to be Wednesday and Sunday, but obviously this is going up on a Tuesday, and it's because it's a special announcement. I'm very excited. And I'm dressed like an 8-year-old for the special announcement, which you will see why in a minute, because I'm announcing the Jacqueline Wilson-a-thon, which is our little Jacqueline Wilson readathon, which I'm so excited not only to be partaking in, but like co-hosting with a bunch of my favourite booktube people. I am so excited. So I'm co-hosting the Jacqueline Wilson-a-thon, the Jacqueline Wilson readathon, with Shar from Thoroughly Enjoyed Books, Aoife from Pretty Purple Polka Dots, Charlotte from Queenie Reads, Leanne from Leanne Rose, Caris from Caris's Corner, and that's it? Is that everybody? Oh my god, I'm a bad friend. I'm pretty sure that's everyone. I will feel so awful if I've missed somebody. Oh my god. So very recently on this channel I have been hyping up Jacqueline Wilson because I recently read Love, Frankie back in December, which I loved. I treated myself to a special signed edition of Love, Frankie, and I love it. I love it so much. It means a lot to me because Jacqueline Wilson was a huge part of my childhood. So I'm very excited to be doing this readathon, and it's also my first ever time hosting a readathon or even taking part in a readathon on booktube. I'm like really getting into it this year. I'm very excited. So the Jacqueline Wilson-a-thon will run from the 13th of February to the 21st of February. And in order to take part, literally all you have to do is just read a Jacqueline Wilson book that coincides with one of the prompts, and then come and tell us about it, I guess. As it stands at the moment, there's not like an official Twitter account, and I don't think there will be because that's a lot of hassle. But I think during that week, from the 13th to the 21st, each of the co-hosts, me included, will be uploading a video in that week about their favourite Jacqueline Wilson book, and at some point during that week there will be a live show where you can come and discuss what Jacqueline Wilson books you've read, and we will also be discussing other things. All things Jacqueline Wilson will be discussed in the live show. The date for the live show is yet to be confirmed, so just keep an eye out on our various social medias, which will obviously be linked all in the description, and you'll know about it as soon as I know about it. I'll say it in a video or on a post or something. So without further ado, let's look at the prompts. So not all of the prompts are directly bookish, so some of the prompts will be something like, you know, watch an adaptation, or eat a snack from your childhood, or like read in bed, read a bedtime story, and these are all things that kind of conjure up childhood. So I, for one, I'm very excited to order some Kinder chocolate and some fizzy strawberry laces off of Amazon so that I can do the eat your favourite childhood snack prompt, and I'll be like, oh dad, I'm not just Oreos for myself, it's for a video. There's also another prompt, which is create a doodle inspired by a book, which I love because one of my favourite things about Jacqueline Wilson books was always the wonderful illustrations by Nick Sharratt. I love that she kept him as an illustrator for all of her books. It just has such a uniform style, and every single one of her covers, like obviously it looks like it's by the same person because all of the illustrations are by the same person. The design of each book is wonderful, and the internal illustrations are wonderful. I was very into art and drawing as a kid, so I used to sit for hours and just copy out Nick Sharratt's illustrations. So I might bring out my pencil for the first time in years and do a little doodle inspired by one of the books. That'll be fun. And for the bookish prompts, I think I already have my TBR, so I might just share that with you now because why not? So one of the prompts is a book for older readers, and I knew immediately that my pick was going to be Girls in Love by Jacqueline Wilson. I remember just being so enamored with this book. I remember standing in the bookshop once with my mum, being quite young, and kind of eyeing this up because I'd read Jacqueline Wilson before, but obviously I'd read her kind of kiddie stuff, and I knew that this was like a little bit older. I knew that this was like a little bit, you know, not for my age group, and I kind of blagged to my mum being like, but it's Jacqueline Wilson, and I don't think she really like took it in that much, and I think she bought it for me on the basis that it was Jacqueline Wilson and therefore it was fine. And I remember just like going home feeling like I'd, you know, just won a heist or something, and I was like, yes. The deception is complete. And this will be really fun to read, I think, because obviously it's been years and years and years since I've read it, but also since reading this I've obviously read a lot of YA, so I'd be interested to see how this kind of squares up to the YA that I've read, and yeah, I'm very excited to read this. Another one of the prompts is a Jacqueline Wilson book that you haven't read yet, so I just ordered My Mum Tracy Beaker for £1 on Depop. So hopefully that's not a scam, and that's going to arrive in the next couple of days so that I have it in time for the readathon. Like most Jacqueline Wilson fans, I grew up on watching Tracy Beaker. I read the Tracy Beaker books. I loved the audiobook of the Dare game. I really enjoyed that. I remember because it had like a full cast recording and like really cool musical interludes, and I can just hear it now. That's why I just started doing my little whatever. And I was really excited when I heard that Jacqueline Wilson was coming out with My Mum Tracy Beaker, which follows Tracy Beaker as a mum. Like, what a concept. But I never actually got around to reading it for some reason, so I'm very excited to finally dive into that during the readathon. Another prompt is to reread your favourite book. Come on, this is, how am I supposed to pick my favourite Jacqueline Wilson book? And to illustrate my point, these are all the Jacqueline Wilson paperbacks that I own. Let's do a little count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 paperbacks, and oh god, this is so heavy, and this many hardbacks. So you could say, oh my god, you could say that my Jacqueline Wilson collection is quite extensive. Jesus. There we go. That was always going to happen. Cool. So how am I supposed to pick a favourite book out of all of those? So in the end I decided to go with My Sister Jodie by Jacqueline Wilson. Obviously it's a Jacqueline Wilson readathon. I don't need to keep saying by Jacqueline Wilson. It's Jacqueline Wilson. And the jury is still out on whether this is actually my favourite, but it's the one that I kind of remember the most, and I'm not going to spoil the ending. And if you've read this, you'll know that the ending is very impactful, so I'm very excited to reread this and see how it holds up, and you know, actually decide whether or not it is my favourite Jacqueline Wilson. Who knows? And as soon as I saw the read in bed, like read a bedtime story prompt, I knew that I wanted to read Sleepovers. I remember really loving this book. It's about a group of 5 girls and they all have a sleepover at each person's house, and from memory the girl who is like narrating the story, or the girl who's kind of the main character, she feels a little bit left out because all of her friends have like really fancy houses and she doesn't so much, and she feels a little bit left out, and she can't buy like expensive gifts for her friends the way that the other friends in the group can. I remember just like really feeling for her. It's a very short book, so I should be able to read it in the readathon, and this can also double up for the books for younger readers prompt, but I also might pick another book for that prompt. Like, I'll see how I'm doing, because this is the 4th book that I have picked out for the readathon. Granted it's very short, but I'm just gonna like hedge my bets, and like I can use this as a double up if I need to, but if during the week I find I'm doing really well and like speeding through the books, I'll pick a different book for the books for younger readers prompt. So there you have it. Here's my little TBR so far. It's My Sister Jodie, Girls in Love, Sleepovers, and My Mum Tracy Beaker, if that arrives and it's not a scam. Fingers crossed, because I really want to read it. So these are the 4 books that I have picked out so far for the Jacqueline Wilsathon, and of course I might add more during the readathon itself if I find that I need to, because as you saw, I have a lot I could pick from, a lot of Jacqueline Wilson books. So like I said, all you have to do to join us is read a Jacqueline Wilson book for one of the prompts and come to the live show and come discuss it with us. I am so excited, and I really hope that you read along with us. It will be so much fun. And me and the other hosts were chatting the other night in our little group chat, and a lot of them said that they had given away their Jacqueline Wilson books. You know, when you go through that phase where you're like clearing out things that you don't need, and you're like, oh yeah, that's for babies, I don't need that anymore. And literally everyone who does that later regrets it. And like, I get it. I've thrown out so many old journals because I'm like, ugh, you're so whiny, so annoying, I don't need to remember that part of my life. And now I'm like, I literally have no memory of that part of my life. Wow, wish I'd kept my journals. So if you want to take part but you have unfortunately thrown away your Jacqueline Wilson books, you can get them for quite cheap on Depop. Literally just go into Depop, type in Jacqueline Wilson. There are a bunch of people selling their old Jacqueline Wilson books for quite cheap, because obviously the books are quite old, and it shouldn't be too hard to get hold of a copy of something if you desperately want to and you want to join us. So please do. I'll be so excited if you do. So yeah, just to recap, It is the 13th to the 21st of Feb, and all you have to do to take part is read at least one Jacqueline Wilson books along with one of the prompts, whichever one you want to do. And there will be a live show, the date of which will be confirmed soon. Make sure to go and follow all of the other hosts. I will put all of their info in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I feel like I was a little bit unhinged in this video. I was like very excited, very big energy, and if that's put you off, please, I promise I'll be more calm when it comes to the readathon. Actually, I don't know, maybe not, we'll see. Whatever. Please let me know in the comments if you will be taking part and what books you want to be reading, and I will see you soon with another video soon. Bye.